Hey everyone, this is Colleen with Cards by Coco, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I come to you from Kalama, Washington. So happy Monday. It is June 2nd, 2025, and it's June, which means hopefully Washington's big rainy season is over. I've been out getting some exercise and walks in, and lots of gardening. If you follow any of my social channels, you will know that there are probably more pictures of flowers than cards this time of year. Anyway, it's the first week of the month, so that is always the week I do one of the kits from the Stampin' Up! Kits collection. I love kits. There's so many reasons why. The biggest one is everything you need comes to your mailbox in a nice and tidy box, and you just get to sit, relax with friends or by yourself, and just create nice, beautiful handmade cards that are easy to assemble. All the instructions come in the kit. Can't wait to show you this one. I love the blues in it, and I need some sympathy cards, so this one's really gonna be great for me. All right, enough chit chat. Let me turn you around here, and we will get to crafting and creating this together. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna bring up my, bring me up here on my laptop so I can see any comments and actually follow along with what I'm doing. Because sometimes, you know, I'm not very good at that. So make sure I'm in screen and everything is working out well. Let me see here. I think there's a little lag time here. So I'm hoping that, it's not too bad. That's what I'm gonna hope for. I have a little dark spot up in the corner. Just disregard that. And let's see here. Okay, so this is how your kit comes in the mail. Will have some plastic around it, but it comes in this all-inclusive kit. Comes in this box. Can't find my words today. I had an exercise class this morning, and it was a little hard for me, so I'm a little tired. And it comes with the ink spot, and this is Night of Navy. I have the full-size pad, so this is the one I will be using today. So let me just tuck that off to the side. I tend to save those for classes or anything else I might have, you know, if I'm crafting with friends and they need something. All right, so beautiful blues kit. This kit makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. And I think it's in the $23 price point. And let's see what comes in it. I don't do a lot with these kits until I just wing it with you here on a video. So if you're watching with me currently, please say hello. And if you're watching the replay either here or on YouTube, please let me know, leave a comment. I love to hear what you have to say, what you think. Kind of, you know, it's the fun of it for me. So this particular kit has a tear and tape. If you've followed me for any length of time, you know I love tear and tape. And it will come with a block. I'm going to save this one because I have the one right here from the last kit I used. So I'm going to tuck this one away. And let's see what else we have here. Oh, look at these envelopes. Aren't these beautiful? Look at these. And they're just, sometimes they'll have a pattern on the inside, but these ones don't. I love those flowers. We have some gorgeous gems here and some, it looks like some dimensionals. So let's take these out. Oh, these are sure pretty. Can you see the sparkle? Let me see if I bring a light closer. They really have a nice shimmer to them. Those are beautiful. And then dimensionals. I'm a little dimensional happy, as you know. Oh, and here's some card bases. So let's move this out of the way. And then here are the card bases. So we should have 3 of these. Here's our die cuts for our sentiment pieces. Oh, and look at this. Here's some more. These are gorgeous. Let me get these like this. And then I wonder what we're going to do with these. More die cuts. Oh, and look at these panels. Well, those are very pretty, aren't they? Very, very pretty. And then more die cuts. we have the cardboard there. So if you don't have the Stampin' Pierce mat, stamp on either your catalog or your on this piece of cardboard, because these are photopolymer. So you'll want a little cushion underneath. And here's your exclusive stamp set. So that is nice. Our instruction booklet, which gives you everything you need, including a ruler down here at the bottom. And we'll follow along with this together. And last but not least, we have this nice part you can cut out to save along with your stamp set. So perfect. Well, let's go ahead and start. I have not looked at this. I don't even think I really watched a video. So we really will be winging this together. So for this one here, and on your instruction booklet, it tells you what you need for each card. So we'll gather that up first. On the back side, it has what comes in your kit, coordinating colors, and also some codes that you can use to find out more. So let's go ahead and gather up what we need for this kit, for this card. It looks like we're going to start with this as our card base. We want this piece here for our sentiment. And then, let me see here. Oh, these are so pretty. Just gorgeous, gorgeous. It looks like we need this piece here. And then we need a little floral piece. Let me see where that is. Let's see here. It must be here somewhere. Did I miss it? Looks like I need that. Oh. Let me see. Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. This always happens when I go live. It's like, oh, why do I do this to myself? Well, this might be just all I need here. Let's see. This must be it. Let me look at the instructions. Oh, or actually, let's see. Oh, you know what? I think we're stamping that piece. I think that's what I'm doing. I think I'm going to stamp that piece, maybe. Maybe that's it. Let's look. Let's just look at the instructions. That'll make it easier, huh? So here we go. We are going to do some stamping. So that'll make it easy. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's start by folding our card. And if you don't have a bone folder, go ahead and just use the side of your block. So this might come in handy for those of us who've not completed this kit. Actually, if you're doing a live video, go ahead and check out, you know, what other people have done online. My live videos, sometimes I crack myself up, guys. I have to tell you. No, I've got everything. Okay, so let's see. We want to take our little stamp here. Let's go ahead and pop this down. And be careful when you remove these from your plastic there, from the backing, that you actually don't tug too hard. You don't ever want to rip one of your stamps. Okay, so now we've got this. And it looks like this one here is going to go on the inside of our card. Actually, that's how I'm thinking it needs to be done. I think it goes on the inside of the card. So here's the instructions. What do you all think? I think it goes on the inside. Looks like we open this up, and this is going to stamp right here. So I'm using just tap, tap, tap. Oh, let me grab my Stampin' Pierce mat. And I am going to actually stamp off first here to make sure, since I haven't used the stamp yet, that it stamps well. And it's stamping beautifully. So it looks like this is just going to go on an angle like this. Okay. I'm going to stamp it one more time. It didn't look like I had good coverage on the top part there. All right, holding my breath. There we go. Oh, hi Hi, Wendy. Thanks for popping in. Oh, look, and I got a little smudge there. That's okay because I'll find a way to hide that. I never worry about stuff like that. Yeah, finally, my times keep changing, Wendy. I have just been, it's been a busy last couple of weeks, so I just never know when I'm popping on. So there we go there, and I'll just, I'm not even worried about that. I'll write a note over it, and nobody will be any the wiser. Let's go ahead and take this, and I'm going to take this stamp off here. I've wiped it off. I'm going to take this part off, and then we are going to use the "You Are in My Thoughts." You're in my thoughts. This is the sentiment we are going to use. And so I like to try and line things up a little bit here first, and then pop this down. Oh. And it looks like that's going to fit in there just perfectly. All right. And let's see. Again, just tap, tap, tap. Oh, you know what? I'm going to wipe off my finger. I just stuck my finger right in that ink pad. So you're all going to see me in Night of Navy Blue for the rest of the video. Oh, you guys, just keeping it real in my craft room. If you're not covered in ink when you're done with your project, have you really even stamped? That's my question. So Stampin' Up! Is having, I read, a buy one, get one 50% off sale. And I read that it pertains to sweets, but I have a little bit more information to find out. So I don't want to talk too much about it, just touch on it a little bit. And I know it starts tomorrow, but I really haven't had time this morning to research it. So I'm going to pop that out there if you want to look on their website, but I have not investigated thoroughly yet. All right, so let's grab the tear and tape. You can, if you want to hoard your tear and tape like I tend to want to, you don't need to use it. You can use some glue, but I'm going to go ahead and use the tear and tape today. And it looks like we are just going to put a strip back here. Right back there. No, we're not. It's going to go on the front. Look, the instructions, you guys, the instructions are right here, and I'm still going rogue and doing it a different way. Okay, we're going to put this right here like that. And then we're going to put the sentiment on top of that. Use my fingernail. And then let's line this up. Oh, that's going to be pretty, isn't it? I'm going to try and make it as even as I can. Okay. Again. There we go. And then this gets popped up on dimensionals. Let's put the 3 down here. Again, I'm just following what the instructions say. I think if you're an avid crafter, this would be a fun kit to modify in the way you want. Hi, Joan. Thanks for popping in today. I've been really inconsistent lately with this nice weather. I think I'm spending more time out in my yard than I am in my craft room right now. And then this looks like it pops down a little bit there. Oh, you guys, this is such a pretty card. And then we need the 3 gems. So let me get those. They're over here somewhere. My flowers are doing just great. And we are due for some sunshine this week. Really consistent sunshine. So I'm hoping the seeds that I planted do their thing and start coming up a little bit. So 1, 2, oh, you guys, these gems are just beautiful. All right, and then we're going to put this one here, and our first card is already done. So other than that little snafu, which really I'm just going to cover up with a little bit of ink, you know, when I write my note. Or if, you know, had it been a big snafu, I just would cover this with a panel of basic white, honestly. But anyway, let's take a look at this. This is so pretty. Let me fold this over here. Use the edge of my block. And let's look. See, you have a coordinated, beautiful card. All right, let's make card number 2, and hopefully this one goes a little smoother. Let's see what we need for this one. I'm going to go to the other side here. This is the card we're making here. So let's pop out what we need. Oh, this looks like almost just a beautiful skyscape. This is such a pretty card base. Let me move this off. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Just shuffling things around. And you can always tell gardening season because my arms are all full of Band-Aids and my hands look terrible. Oh, you need rain there. Oh, Joan, you didn't order it. You know, I really like this one. You know, I have to say with the kids collection, I've tended to like everything I've gotten. Okay, we need that piece. I'm looking at my instructions again and pulling out what I need. So I have that piece, I have that piece. Let's grab a floral element here. What are these called? I always call them the die cuts, but I think they're called ephemera. And I'm probably saying that wrong. We need that piece. We're going to need the gems again. And some tear and tape and a sentiment piece. Okay. Well, that's easy. That's easy. I think I'm getting the hang of it now, guys. I think I'm getting the hang of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some stamping. What sentiment? Wishing you comfort. All right, let's grab that one. So I'm kind of really happy to be back to doing a video, though. I did miss it last week. I miss coming on and saying hello. All right, let's do line it up on your grid paper. That's the easiest for me. Oh, look, everything has Night of Navy dye right now. The ink on it. Let's get that cleaned up. Okay, there we go. Let me grab out one piece here. What size did we need? Looks like we need the same size. And Stampin' Up! In their wisdom gives us extra little pieces here in case you should stamp on the diagonal, which I have been known to do more than once. Or as you just saw, get a little smudge. So my question for you is how long do you use your grid paper for? I always try and grab, you know, a new sheet when I come live. But to be honest, you should see some of the ones that I use when I'm in my craft room alone. It's kind of a mess. Oh, look, you got I have everything here, don't I? Let's see. Wishing you comfort. Oh, I love the font on that one. Very pretty. Okay. I'm going to hold my breath and hope for the best. That one doesn't look like it's... This is the one. I grabbed the wrong size. That didn't fit. Let's use the right size die cut there. There we go. Better, better. What is that? Measure twice, cut once. I think that's a saying for a reason. There we go. Very pretty. Let's move this out of the way and get this back together. Okay, and then it says here to go ahead and use the tear and tape. So I've got the wishing you comfort, and then we need the tear and tape on the back of, I'm on card number 2. Okay, we need the tear and tape on the back of, I think I grabbed the wrong flowers. I did. Let's grab this one. So just disregard that first part where I grabbed the wrong things out. Oh, you know what? I think I skipped to, no, I think I skipped to, I think I'm combining 3 and 2 together. Well, let's just restart. There we go. Let me grab a different card base. Here we go. Here's the right card base. Also very pretty. There we go. So very pretty. Let me show you the front and back. And you know, sometimes when you fold your card, you can almost tell which is the front and the back because sometimes you'll have, Like if you notice, like this one folds up a little bit, I think I'm going to use this as my front piece. You might like one better than the other. All right, so this is the part I need here. So pretty. So, so pretty. So let's pick this, and then we're going to use a little bit of that tear and tape on the back. Or I did the same thing. I want to use it on the front. There we go. And let's go ahead and just pop this piece off here. And we'll add our sentiment piece right there. Just gorgeous. Okay. Let me grab those. You know, when I start moving things around my desk, let me grab those dimensionals again. And it looks like I need 4 of them. Let's go ahead and go 2, 3, 4. So there's not a ton of busyness to these cards, which I like. As most of you know, I'm a pretty simple stamper. Let's go ahead and pop this one down here. So pretty. And then let's add these gorgeous gems here. All right, now let's get everything, and again, with the coordinating envelope. So pretty. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the appropriate card, card number 3, the one I had already started. And then confused myself along the way, right? So let me go ahead and do this one. But that is part of the fun for the creating with me, is sometimes, you know, getting a little bit lost along the way is fine. And we want to do the sending love sentiment for this one. So I like the fact that there are different sentiments that I'm using. That gives me a card for every occasion. And here, sending love. And it also is utilizing all of the stamps. So let's go ahead and do this. Again, I'm going to kind of line it up there on my grid paper and pop it on my block. And then I think we want one of these smaller pieces here. Let's go ahead and get this stamped. There we are. So yeah, you all know how I am in my craft room. Just keep it real. There's lots of mistakes that are made. Lots of mistakes. But that is part of the fun for me. Not always the mistakes, but just the learning and the having, you know, coming online and getting to spend some time with other fellow crafters is always nice. All right, sending love. How pretty is that? Oh, that is really nice. I think I really just love that stamp. I think that's one I will use frequently. Very pretty. I don't know if you can see how nice that is. I think that's a keeper for me, that stamp. All right, so now for this one, I think, according to our directions, this piece needs to sit here. Oh, look at how pretty that is. So we're going to use some tear and tape on this. So let's bring this over here. And then and it calls for tear and tape here. And if, you know, if you wanted to use your glue, you could. And this tear and tape is a little bit narrower than if you were to order tear and tape. It is a little bit wider. Let me see if I have it in my drawer here. Let's see here. I might have it. It may not be readily available, but let me take a look, see. I think this is it here. So you can see there's a difference. This is a little bit narrower. So if you want to use your current supplies, just keep that in mind. Okay, let's go ahead and take this off, these strips. You could just get them started if you wanted. When you lay it down, I'm just going to go ahead and take all of mine off now, though. Whatever works best for you. And then line it up on your card base. I try and look for 3 edges to make sure I have the appropriate distance. But honestly, you guys, I don't think anyone is going to worry and look that closely if things are not complete. Well, they would notice that one because that one would overlap. But I do think that if things are not 100% even, most people are really not going to notice. I'm going to try and line mine up on the grid paper. There we go. Oh, that is so pretty. So pretty. All right, let's grab this piece, and this calls for 4 dimensionals. I think if you have some ribbon that matches, you could tie in some ribbon if you wanted. Let's go ahead and do that. You know, I'm just going to add one in the middle. You all know I'm dimensional happy, so I'm going to add the extra one in there. And there we go. And it looks like this one sits this way. And then for the sending love, also we're going to go ahead and grab another piece of that tear and tape. And here we go. Let's add that right there. Oh, you guys, this is just a beautiful card. And then our gems again. Let me see here. Where did they place those? Looks like right here on this pretty blue, the Knighted Navy. And then we'll bring it down here. So these are today's cards. Let me move everything out of the way, along with their coordinating envelopes. So if you're looking for a pretty kit that comes together quickly when you do it correctly the first time, this is one that I would recommend getting. I think it's so pretty, so nice. And who wouldn't love receiving this? And look at the coordinating envelopes. So I will be back next week, hopefully on Monday. We'll see what my schedule looks like to spend some more time here in my craft room with you. Anyway, have a fabulous week. Hopefully you have some sunshine where you are and you get to go out and enjoy the day. Take care.